So by calculation that the coordinates of A is 2.5. So if you look at your answer sheet, you will see that there's two ways in which they do this. One is that they understand that F is the midpoint of A and G. And method number two is by translation, because they understand that if the gradient is constant and these two are equal to each other, then the amount at which this must rise by when the x decreases must be the same from F to G to A to F. Right. Okay, so let's start with the first method. We understand that let's write this out, that the x-coordinate of A plus the x-coordinate of G over 2 must give us the x-coordinate of F. And in terms of the y, we understand that the y-coordinate of A plus the y-coordinate of G over 2 must give us the y-coordinate of F. We recalculated in our last question, and it was a 4 and a 2. So we don't know what XA is. We'll say plus 4 over 2. And this must give us the x value, which is 3. Or, and in terms of the y, so not or, but in terms of the y, we can say a y plus 2 over 2, and it must give us 3.5. Let's solve for x. We'll multiply everything by 2. We get XA plus 4 is equals to 6. Take 4 to the other side, we get XA is equals to 2. And on this side, we'll go ahead and multiply with 2 all over, and we get YA plus 2 should give us 7, and therefore YA should give us 5. Let's do it by method of translation. Now, method of translation, we know this is on the same gradient, and we are assuming, because these are the same, the way this is a decreasing graph, so a decrease in our x causes an increase in our y, and this will remain the same for F to A. So a decrease in our x value will cause the same increase as we saw in our y value. So that means XA, it's decreasing, will be 3 minus the change that took place from this point to that point in terms of the x value. What was the change, right? So remembering this is 4 and 2, the change would be 4 minus 3, which is 1. And we'll have 3 minus 1, giving us 2. So the x value here is 2. Then for the y, we can see that with a decrease in x, we have an increase in y. So we are starting at a y of 3.5, and we are assuming that the y should increase the same way that we increased from G to F. So what was the increase from G to F? It would have been 3 over 2 minus the 2. So that minus that, and that will give us 3.5 minus 2. That should give us 1.5, and that will give us 5.